Okay, and few other consideration that we had was the presence of this diode, which makes when this output is low. This is 0.9 volt, which will make this one also conduct, which we are avoiding it. And this output stage is called totem pole output. And one of the objective of having this totem pole output is to send more current to the load and effectively reducing the output resistance. So how that happens and all those things, we shall now discuss a little bit more detail quantitatively. The reference book here is Digital Electronic Circuit by Taub and Schilling. And we shall refer to some of the analog electronic circuit concept over here to understand how it works. We shall not go into the details of those analog electronic circuit concepts or formula that we use. For that, you have to refer back to your previous prerequisite course. So it might look a bit overwhelming for this particular slide, but we shall go step by step and nothing to worry. Okay. So this is the TTL transfer characteristics, right? So one x-axis is the VI or the input and y-axis is the VO. Okay. Over here, in addition to VI, if you follow the Taub Schilling textbook, they also have provided a VB4 for ease of understanding. So that VB4 is over here. Somehow this pane is creating issue. Okay, I'm relaunching the PowerPoint. Okay, just hold on for a minute. Appears better. Okay, so the VB4 is this voltage. This is your VB4. So please note, we are following the same nomenclature. So this is your T1. This is not T2, this is T4. Okay, so this is your T2, T3, and this is T4. So when we mention VB4, we are talking about this is base, this is collector, and this is emitter for every transistor. That is the convention we are using. So VB4 is the base voltage at transistor T4. Okay. So they have given in addition another axis, I mean just which is VB4, and actual transfer characteristics is VI versus VO. Okay. Now let us go into the analysis. the first part is the region 1. Okay, so region 1 is designated here as this. Okay, so region 1, a low voltage, 0 volt, 0.1 volt, that kind of thing has been placed here. Okay, so at that time what happens? So at that time, from our previous discussion, we can understand that current is flowing in this direction. This is 0.1 volt or so. Okay, so that makes T1 go into saturation. Okay, and when T1 is going into saturation, this voltage drop is 0.1 volt or so. Okay, and this T4 is 0.1 volt and 0.1 volt over here. So together 0.2 volt. So this is 0.1 volt here. So 0.1 plus 0.1. So this is 0.2, which is insufficient for T4 to turn on. So T4 is cut off. T4 is cut off means this is, I mean, negligible or leakage current, only that much is flowing here. No current is flowing here. So IR4 drop is very less. So the T3 is also cut off. So T3 is also cut off. Okay. And at that time, this T2 is having sufficient voltage to turn both base emitter junction and diode D on. Okay. So depending on the load current, depending on the amount of current, so it will be remaining active or it might go into saturation. Okay, as such it will remain active, and for that you can consider this to be 0.7 volt and 0.7 volt. So the voltage drop across these two is 1.4 volt, and since the base current is relatively small, this base current to T2 in active, when it is in active mode, okay, not in saturation, so base current is relatively small. So this IB, which is IC into RC4 drop will be relatively small. So if you neglect that, then this 5 volt minus 0.7 volt and minus 0.7 volt. So 3.6 volt is the output that we will see when this is low here. Okay, and when it is in active region, then VCE adjusts itself depending on how much collector current, etc. is flowing. The rest of the drop will be over here. Now if the load increases means here load current increases, right? So these two can go, this one base emitter junction and this diode can go into saturation, and at that time we consider that in this analysis top shielding is considered, as I said earlier, one that we took from the book of Greenidge. The simplistic calculation considered 0.7 volt be the turn on voltage VB on as well as VB saturation. So here they have considered a relatively more realistic situation where in saturation 0.75 volt. So then 0.75 volt. So 3.5 volt. Again here the whatever drop here, now the current has increased a bit, so it should be a little bit more, but again that is neglected. This is just to get an idea. Actual thing you can get by practical experimentation and more detailed analysis. Okay, this part is understood, that this coordinate how we are getting 0.1 volt and 3.5 volt. Can I get audio response? 3.5 volt or 3.6 volt for TTL? Can I get audio response that here how we are getting when it is 0.1 volt or so, or 0 volt in the input, the output is 3.5, 3.6 volt in that, I mean of that order. It is not 5 volt.
Because they are diode drops, right?
They are diode
drops
drops.
In the transistor
drops. Diode drops, and this drop is neglected even when the load current is more. So, but still, this is just for getting a feel of how the characteristics would look like, and more importantly, that it is not 5 volt. which was the previous case when we discussed RTL. Is it fine? Can I move ahead?
Yes, sir.
That again, this analysis that this T4 turns on at 0.65 volt. In the book, so they have considered a more realistic scenario, that is what I'm saying. 0.65 volt to 0.75 volt is the range, okay, over which the VBE is operating when the transistor is drawing current. The collector is sending current through base to the emitter. Okay, so that is it is turning on to saturation. So that is the consideration over here, and 0.7 volts sits somewhere middle when it is in active region. So T4 turns on in this quantitative analysis that we have considered at 0.65 volt. Okay, so at that time, so T4 turns on at VB for 0.65 volt and very negligible current. I mean, it has just turned on. Okay, so very negligible current is flowing here. So VB4, that means VB4 and VB4, they are the same because this drop is very negligible. Okay, so that is your 0.65 volt. And since a 0.1 volt is over here because of the T1 remaining in saturation, so this is happening at when it is just turning on, when you are incrementally or gradually increasing this voltage, input voltage, to 0.65 minus 0.1, that is 0.55 volt. Okay, so that's why two values have been shown here. 0.65 is for VBE4 and 0.55 for VI. Is this understood? Can I get an audio response? So this is the point A. Okay, its coordinate is from VI point of view 0.55 and 3.5 or 3.6 depending on load current. Is this okay?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now we enter region 2. This is region 2. Now that is our consideration. So T4, now let me clean this part. Active mode. Okay, and this T3, though it has started, but it depends on the amount of current it flows via this RC, and if it is adequate, then only T3 will turn on. That means it is of the order of 0.65, 0.7 volt, 0.65 volt in our consideration, in current consideration. Okay, here we are considering 0.65 volt. So then only it will start conducting. So that means this 0.55, this particular voltage over here is not sufficient to turn T3 on. So initially, till this current becomes large enough, as you keep increasing the voltage here, right? and the transistor in active region sends more and more current via this RC. Till T3 turns on, we are in so-called region 2, this region 2. Okay. Now in this region 2, what is happening? This are the consideration. Again, some approximations are there. So IRC4 and IC4, this is no longer negligible. Okay, this is no longer negligible. Earlier, this was only IB4, right? This is the only current that is flowing when this was cut off. But when it is no more in the cutoff, it is active. So current is flowing in this direction also, and as well as this direction, right? So together, this current is reasonable not to neglect the IC RC4 drop over here and calculation of VO output voltage, which is 5 volt minus this drop minus 1.4 or 1.5 volt. Okay. So because of this, we now need to look into to arrive at this particular region, how it works. Okay. Something where from our analog circuit study, this transistor in active region is behaving like an amplifier. Okay. The gain of which is this collector resistance divided by emitter resistance and a negative sign that is there because of the phase inversion. Okay, so this is the gain of transistor T4 when it is in active region, and given the values are 1.4 kilo ohm and 1 kilo ohm, this gain is minus 1.4 kilo ohm. Okay, so the voltage over here, okay, this is the output. In consideration, voltage over here will follow the relationship which is given by AV4. And the voltage over here and the voltage over here, the changes I am talking about. Okay, so this is a emitter follower configuration. So whatever changes are happening, the similar changes will appear here. The gain is 1. Okay, so changes over here and changes over here, they will follow exactly, it will be followed. Okay, so because of this, in this region, as we understand, more current is flowing, right? This voltage, because of the negative sign, this voltage is coming down. Okay, and in turn, this voltage is also coming down. So this will follow the gain AV4 multiplied by AV2, that is minus 1.4 into 1, that is minus 1.4 itself. How long it will happen? How long it will follow this, fall, this kind of characteristics? Okay, this will follow till this becomes, this turns on. At that time, this also will draw current and all. So more consideration that will come, which in previous class Orpon kind of discussed in a specific example, the transition region showing two different nature of fall. So it will happen till it turns on. At that time, you have to do something else in the calculation. So approximately 0.65 volt or so, right? Approximately 0.65 volt or so is the in the input side that is considered, and for which 1.4 into 0.65. So if you subtract it from 3.5 or 3.6, you'll get around 2.656 volt, 2.6 volt. Okay, over here, and the other case, this is 0.7 volt, 0.65 volt, and this, because it is delivering little bit more current, it is in active region. Earlier it was just onset 0.65, so we can consider somewhat 0.7 volt or so. So 0.7 volt plus 0.65 minus 0.1 here. So that makes it 1.25 volt. 1.25 volt and 2.656 volt is the coordinate of B. Okay, when till this T4 is only on, T3 is still off, and a slope of the order of minus 1.4 being visible. Is this fine? Can I get an audio response?
Yes, sir.
Good. And this is VB4, it is just 0.1 volt in addition. Next we go to what is called region 3. So this is region 3. This is region 3. Okay. So this is at this in this region. Okay, as you understand, because the current flow here has increased to a level beyond point B over here. This is also turning on, right? So in this region, this T4 and T3 both are active. T1 is still in saturation, and T2, it is now, as we understand, in the transition region, there could be a momentarily, a very short or transitory occasion when T2 and T3 both can be on. So T2 remains active, but at the end of it, it will go to off. It will switch off. Okay. So for certain voltage levels, both of them can remain on, right? And after that, it will go to off. So this is, in summary, what is happening in region 3. Okay. And calculation wise, how does it now look like? So the gain AV4 that we talked about before, we considered RE to be 1 kilo ohm. Okay, because this was not on. Now when this is on, this T3 is on, so the resistance, dynamic resistance over here, that will also come in parallel. And for a BJT NPN transistor like this, that is also of the order of 1 kilo ohm. So this is, if you remember your analog circuit HIE or those kind of H parameter or any other kind of way it was discussed. So you can connect that HIE with this RD, or other, if you have studied it as RD, that is also quite okay. So this RD is coming in parallel to this RC, so making it 0.5 kilo ohm. Okay. So then this AV4, just because of this part, becomes minus 2.8. Okay. Now when this one turns on and this one goes off, okay, so you have to consider what is happening to the output voltage by considering the gain at T3. Okay, so this is AV3, that is the gain of T3 that we are talking about, and that gain is given by beta times the RC3, that is effective beta effective resistance. What is that? We shall discuss, divided by RD. Okay. Again, this is to refer to your analog electronic circuit course. Okay, where you can refer to how this is arrived at. Okay, for us, we are just employing the that equation over here, and by RC3 effective, what we mean is the resistance, this RC4, this RD, and this RD of this T2. All of them, they all are in series divided by the beta forward. Okay, so effectively, so this beta F cancels out. So basically what we are talking about, RC3 is this resistance RD, the RD part of it, and RD over here, which is 1.4, 1 and 1. And there is a negative sign because of change, difference in phase. So this makes it minus 3.4. Okay. Now over here, the changes that occur at this place, the change in voltage that occurs in this place reflects the change over here. Okay, where gain of this plus gain of this, these are to be considered together. And if you consider them together, you get the total gain, which is of the order of minus 2.8 plus minus 3.4, okay, which is minus 0.62, minus 6.2, not 0. Minus 6.2. Okay, so beyond point B, of course, it will not be as looks like straight line the way it is being shown here. Of course, it will gradually change and all. This is just to get a idea that how the nature of the slope, how the nature of this curve will be there, and what are the, if you try to quantify this slope, how or the rate of fall, this is how you can come up with some numbers which are reasonably close. So this is your minus 6.2 that you can see. This is the slope. Okay. And how long it continues, right? Till it goes into saturation. This T3 goes into saturation, that is 0.1 volt. Okay. And this 0.1 volt you can calculate, right? The T3 going into saturation, T3 is 0.75 volt going into saturation. So this is 0.7 volt, this one, right? A minus 0.1 volt, that is 1.35 volt is what you are having just before the case when T3 is going into saturation and T4 is still in active region. And what will happen after that? In region 4, as you come here, T3 has already gone into saturation and T4 also goes into saturation, and T2 is sufficiently, definitely in cutoff, no such, going to active to cutoff, and with almost 3.5 volt or that kind of voltage occurring here, and the voltage that you see that here 0.75 volt, this is, this is 0.75 volt, this is another 0.75 volt, 1.5 volt, and here it is 3.5 volt or so. So the transistor will act in inverse mode. That means this emitter will behave like collector and this will behave like a emitter. So the injection efficiency and other things will be very poor, but it is okay. I mean, you don't need too much of current over here. Okay. So whatever current you get through across this to keep it saturated, that is good enough. Okay. So this is how the TTL transfer characteristics looks like with two different slopes. Important here is to note that the output voltage is like this. Okay. Transition has got these issues, right? And there is something more interesting when I present the next table, you'll appreciate. Okay. Is it okay? Have you understood this?
Sir?
Yes, please.
Sir, in region 4, how is VI calculated? Can you explain again?
In a region 4?
Yes, sir.
As long as this voltage is less than this 0.75, this input voltage, 1.5 is, it is increasing, right? And when it is driving in this direction, this voltage is driving in this direction, right? then your, yeah, I think I got your point. So you mean to say this 0.1 volt, when it is going into inverse direction, so this will be plus, this will be minus, is it? Is that what you want to say? Who is it? Please identify yourself.
Sir, I am Sarpan, sir.
Sorry?
Yes, sir, I am sir. Sarpan.
Output. So,
Yes, sir. Yes.
so earlier, this was collector, this was emitter, right? So this side was plus and this side was minus. So this was 0.1 volt, right? So whatever voltage was here, okay, this was 0.1 volt less. So that is what we were doing as calculation, right? Now when it goes into the inverse mode, so this side is emitter and this side is collector, okay? So 0.1 volt, this side will become 0 plus and this side will become minus, right? So after the inversion, so this will become plus. Is it fine? Does it sound logical after the inversion?
Yes, sir.
Good question. Any other observation, or if this is fine, then we can go to the next slide. Yeah, yes, please.
How do you get the expression for del V out?
How do you
get the expression for del V out containing AB4 and AB3?
This one?
Yeah, that one, in region 3.
Just once. This expression that you are talking about?
Yeah.
Or which one? This one?
Yeah,
this one. Last one?
Yeah.
This one?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is because whatever gain is happening here, the same thing again is, I mean, this is the cumulative gain. I believe you have studied it before, isn't it?
Yeah.
This kind of thing.
Sir, when we are talking about the gain of transistor T4, should it not be like there it is acting as an emitter follower, right?
This one is acting as emitter follower. Yeah. I mean, here this VB4, change in VB4, and this is what you are saying?
Yeah. Okay, maybe I'll have a look at it later on.
Yeah, please look at it. Right. How it looks like, but we shall look at one table which is somewhat which will connect to this particular characteristics, but we shall see some small departure from what we had done for RTL cases in our previous study. Okay. So here, if you look at any data sheet, so this is 7404, this is NOT gate. Okay, NOT gate. So in the IC, you will be having 14 pin IC. As it happens, VCC and ground, VCC and ground. And then you have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is input, this is output. So 6 such, okay, hex you may say, NOT gates are there. Similarly, this side you have got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So for this IC, if you look at the data sheet, okay, so the one that I have taken by visiting the TI manual. So there you will see VIH is mentioned as 2 volt. Okay, VIH is mentioned at 2 volt. VOH VIL is mentioned at 0.8 volt. So let us first, understand this. Then we shall go into the OH and OL. Okay, VIH 2 volt and VIL is 0.8 volt. Can somebody tell me what is what they are trying to say? I'm cleaning this part. What is the? Of course, there is some approximation considered in this calculation, but more or less it remains the same, the transfer characteristics. So VIH 0.8 volt.
So the input
and
is
VOH
considered.
is VIL is VIH is sorry, IH is 2 and IL is yeah, we know the definition. Yeah, one person was
Input is
trying to say.
considered low when it is less than 0.8 and it's considered high when it's greater than 2.
So 0.8 is this is your VI 0.55 volt. So 0.8 this is 1. So 0.8 if I draw the plot will be somewhere here.
Yeah.
Okay. So here, even if you go to so-called transition region, right, to some extent means T3, sorry, yes, T3, that is not yet on. Okay. It is in transition region, but T3 is not on. And T2 is active. So this is region 2. Okay. T2 is active and T3 is cut off. Okay. So we can handle, we can go beyond 0.55 volt to 0.8 volt, right? And still we can expect that the circuit is performing nicely, and we do not want to go further. That will be taking a little bit more of risk. Okay. And what about 2 volt? So we can go up to say 1.35 volt, or sorry 1.25 volt. We are considering this because we again it will get too close over here, right? And there is a very sharp this transition curve. So we want to avoid that. So this is why this is a more safe option. That's why they are keeping this as 2 volt. So these are the practical thing that they are considering by considering various other things, loading and other aspects. Okay. Now these are also familiar terms, VOH and VOL. Okay. So VOL, we can understand that 0.2 volt, that kind of thing that is there. And the VOH, okay, 3.4 volt is 0.75 minus 0.7. Okay, but it can go up to 2.4 volt. 2.4 volt. That is the minimum that they mention. Okay. So 2.4 volt is, yeah, 2.4 volt is over here. Over here. So this is your VIH is 2 volt, and if it is 2.4 volt, no issue. Still you have got 0.4 volt of margin. Okay. And VOL 0.2 and this is 0.8, so there is good amount of margin. So that is what they have mentioned. Okay. In addition to this, you will see few more terms in the sheet. This IOH and IOL, right? So IOL I have shown here in the diagram. So IOL, how does it, what that means the current that it can consider, it can maximum current that it can handle when the output is low. Okay, output is low. Now this current, you see that there is a plus and minus mention of plus and minus. It means here the convention is that current going to a node is positive, away from a node is negative. Okay, the convention that has been used. So here, when the T3, this is your T3, T3 is in saturation and this is cut off. Okay, this is in saturation, this is your T2. Right, then it is sinking current. So how much current it can sink? You are connecting many such similar such devices, loads. Okay, so this is the T1 of ATTL, which we have seen before, the first level transistor, which when the output is low, acting is in saturation, sending current in this direction. Okay, fine. So this is the amount of current it can handle. Okay, so this is your 16 milliampere, the maximum current it can handle, right? So this is what point we note. And what is IOH? IOH is the maximum load current that it can deliver. So you can see this is much less, minus 0.4 milliampere. Minus because it is that current will be going away from the node, right? And this will be connected to similar such devices. So this current will go, it will, when it is, off and it is on, it is, the firmly on and firmly off. We are not talking about near about transition region. So it is in inverse mode. So the current is going in this direction. This is mostly the base current. So even if a small amount of current is there, no issue. Okay. Now, those who were in section P of lab, right? Maybe in other section also it was discussed. So why we are interested in, common, why we are interested in this open collector kind of arrangement. We are not directly connecting it to the output, and also we are looking at common anode type of configuration in 7-segment display. Those who have attended and kind of exposed to it, they can understand. Otherwise, we shall discuss it at appropriate time later on also. Can somebody tell me if we look at the data sheet? Okay, I'm leaving it then for the time being. I believe that it is difficult for you to connect. It is too much of the extrapolation. Okay, I shall come back to it later. Here we just take note of, otherwise too many things at a time might not be easy to absorb. We take note of that it has got much larger current sinking capacity compared to current driving capacity. Okay. Next comes two other parameters, IIH and IIL. So IIL is already shown here. Okay. So the current that goes out of it, okay, when the input is low, right? So this is of the order of it. This is in saturation, we know. This is in saturation and it is acting in forward mode. Okay, so relatively large amount of current is flowing over here. So this is of the order of minus 1.6 milliampere because it is going away. If you look at it from this transistor's point of view, these emitters point of view. So this is minus, that is the reason, and the amount is 1.6 milliampere. And what about IIH? This IIH. So this is when it is working in inverse mode. Beta is very small and base current required is very, this thing less. So that time when it is driving current in this direction, this is in inverse mode. So out in this high, so it is taking current. It is taking current. Okay. So current is flowing into it. So that's why it is positive. So that is of the order of 40 microampere. 40 microampere. Okay. So earlier we calculated fan out by some means. We can calculate in by that, following that particular route also. Otherwise, if we have this data sheet available to us, then we can calculate fan out. That is the number of similar such devices we can connect. Okay, we shall see that how much current it can deliver when the output is high and how much each of the load is asking. Right. This will give you some number, that is your 1.0 is 0.4 divided by 40 microampere, 0.4 milliampere divided by 40 microampere. And the other number that will come is from when how much current it can sink or it can handle when the output is low, and how much current the load is sending for sinking purpose, that is IIL. So if you divide, what is the number that is coming out? And of course, it has to work both for output being high and low. You have to take low out of these two numbers. In this case, the numbers both will come 10, so absolutely no issue. But in any other data sheet, depending on what these numbers are like, you can arrive at the number from that consideration also. Okay. And noise margin low is VIL minus VOL, that we have already studied. Okay. So if you just calculate the max of it, so this is 0.4 volt and noise margin high is 2.4 minus 2, that is 0.4 volt. So more or less, earlier also you have seen that we try to keep it symmetric, so that by design, so that we don't need to worry about the excursion of or the plus or minus part of it. Equally, it is good for output being low or high. And the power dissipation is about 10 milliwatt under specific test condition, means when the load is here, it's connected as 400 ohm and a corresponding parasitic or equivalent capacitance of 15 picofarad or so. This is what has been observed. So this is what you will see in the data sheet. And the ICs that you are using in the lab, so you're doing it through simulation mode, but practically when you try, and it might work, whatever be the situation because of the simulation environment, but when you handle it practically, then these numbers are to be taken note of, because of which it might not work the way your Boolean equation says, and this you have to consider in actual implementation of it. And finally, the propagation delay, low to high output going and high to low, and because of several different charging and discharging path, there is a difference, and typical values are 12 to 8 nanosecond. So we say of the order of 10 nanosecond. Typically somebody asks, okay, but low to high is relatively more compared to high to low. Okay, high to low, this path, okay, it gives you the delay level is less. Okay. Is there any question? Otherwise, we'll stop here today.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
Excuse me, sir. Like, I'm not a question, but like this was regarding
Observation.
the.
Yeah,
No, sir,
yes,
not
please.
like. So you're admitting the students, right? When somebody leaves the meeting, you have to again admit them. So like many people like are getting disconnected because of net issues, and again when they're trying to enter you, unless and until you admit them, they cannot enter the class. So like it would be better if you look into it.
How many are there? Only Rushali is there waiting. Yeah, I understand. So, right. Actually, so maybe I should stop that. Is it? I mean, that is what you are saying.
Yes, sir. Because sir, if a slight network issue is there, one gets out of the meeting. Again, he wants to enter, unless and until you admit them, he's not able to enter.
Okay, okay, and then I mean a bit problematic. Okay.
Yes.
ठीक है. I had certain thing in my mind in doing that, but your convenience is most important. So I'll not. I mean, next class onwards, I'll avoid that. And the reason for which I'm doing it, I shall see that what could be the alternative for it. Okay, but definitely those who are kind of serious and interested to participate because of poor net connectivity, get disconnected, faces difficulty in getting connected, they should not be inconvenienced. Okay, I understand and appreciate. So I'll take care. Okay. So thank you for, because we do not know what are the issues that you are facing at your end. We go by certain hypotheses. It's good to understand your issues. Thank you. Right, we stop here today, then I'm stopping the recording.